until the wine boom in the late 1990s, Hawke's Bay was known as the fruit bowl of New Zealand. Its flat, fertile plains producing a plethora of orchards, including one little pocket of pip fruit perfection with a century of cider-making history.
Hi, my name's Tim Noel-Eustick and I'm the Chief Bottling Officer for St Andrews Cider. We started St Andrews Cider 2 years ago when we realised that we had in our hands here in St Andrews Road the best raw material that we could possibly have. For most of the last century, cider's been made here in St Andrews Road.
So Tim is whisking me off around the road and then through the orchards and off to meet the bloke who actually grows the fruit.
Tim, what did you do to your face? There's a bit of a lump on the side of your head. I'm sorry, but we're seeing it and I want to know what happened.
One of the boys fired a golf ball, supposed to be at the tee 1 metre away, at my head, producing a golf ball-sized bump. You know, the golf ball rebounded 50 metres off my head. And sorry, John. And it was
50 metres.
And it was supposed to be a little pitch and putt.
Right, so we're in the home block, aren't we?
Yep.
Why is it called the home block?
Well, that's where the house is.
Right. How long's it been your house?
We've been here about 30 years.
OK. What is it about the soil here that makes it so good for apple trees?
Well, it's a sandy loam and the roots go down a long way.
Which is what you want. Tell us about the history of St Andrews Cider first, because I'm from Hawke's Bay and I remember St Andrews Cider from when I was really small.
When you were really small, St Andrews was one of the top cideries in the country. It's probably the only boutique cidery. They got medal after medal after medal. And I said to John, I said, what's happened to the cider company that used to be here? Because the shed's still there, but there was nothing going on in it. So we determined the people had just given up. And so we said, let's revitalise this. Let's give it some zhuzh.
Yeah. What did you think when Tim comes along and says, right, we're gonna make cider out of these apples. Let's do it. What do you think?
Oh, mighty, I've got another buyer. I can sell it. And especially when Tim talked about going for Braeburn and for Granny Smith's, they were two varieties which weren't selling the best on the international market. And so we chatted and talked and came to an agreement.
We got the job done. I always thought you had to have the traditional cider varieties to make good cider.
Yeah, look, that's a good question. There's how many varieties of apple, John?
Oh.
You know, 20, 30?
Yeah.
So, but the two that have the greatest astringency is Granny Smith first and Braeburn second.
I've been looking at you, but at the corner of my eye, there's a really good-looking Granny Smith on that tree right there. Can I eat it? Would you mind?
Well, you better ask John whether the bricks levels are
It
right.
might be a bit tart, but probably good. Yeah, no,
I don't mind something a bit tart.
Give it a go.
Don't say that about her, John.
Well, it's been blessed by the sun, so it'll actually be quite good.
Oh, I like that. Blessed by the sun. Oh, she's chewy. And juicy.
And astringent,
and dry.
No doubt. Dry.
Yeah.
So you feel how your mouth puckers up?
It's been ages since I've eaten a Granny Smith. It's not bad. I like that. Can I keep this one?
Not only did Tim have a supply of fabulous fruit, to get the job done, he was also able to turn to a man who happened to be a good mate, a cider enthusiast, and appropriately enough, had the name.
Hey, Andrew.
Hey, Yvonne.
Right, so talk me through it. How do you make your cider?
We take Granny Smith apples from just across the road. We press them in modified wine presses, so they're gentle. We take the free-run juice. We inoculate with yeast.
What kind of yeast? Not just your average bread maker's yeast?
No, we actually use what's known as Pret a Manger yeast, PDM, which is famous for making champagne.
How long does it take to ferment?
Fermentation, depending on temperature, will take 10 to 14 days.
That's quite a while.
We cool the juice and we want it to be a cold, slow ferment, which is far better for the yeast and produces cleaner, crisper flavours.
And that's what you want. It's
Correct.
definitely what I'm getting in here. It's gorgeous. I mean, it's really pure apple, isn't it?
We actually take some juice, take it to one side, clarify it, stabilise it and add it back for sweetness rather than sugar or more concentrate.
And I guess, you know, you've only got one shot to do it every year.
Correct.
If I was doing it on a big scale.
We've been heavily influenced by the wine industry. We have tried to make a cider that's balanced, clean, varietal and is a genuine option to sparkling wine rather than another cider. So we spent a lot of time with the cider on lees.
What sort of characters does that impart into the cider?
You're getting a more deeper, richer, I call it a pithy cider character. There's some genuine complexity there. It's also got the phenolics. Most ciders commercially are devoid of any of the natural tannins, and tannins an important part of a balanced palate.
It's really textural. I'm hearing everything you're saying as the cider's kind of washing around on my palate, and you're right, it's dry, it's kind of chewy, there's that nice astringency there, and just different sort of layers of flavour. It's the thinking person's cider, really, isn't it?
Well, we hope so.
Did you sort of leap at the chance to get involved, or did he have to sort of coax you?
No, it was, it genuinely started out as doing something fun, and we did want to prove that from the fruit bowl that Hawke's Bay is, you can make quality cider as well as you can make quality wine. And that's where it all started, and that would hopefully have some fun along the way.
But you're sporting an injury.
Yes.
On your hand.
Yep, broken finger, courtesy the annual Wineworks Trinity Hill cricket match. It's probably got an injury history better than the NRL. Not very well splintered and it's padded for protection, but my daughter did that.
Oh well, doesn't get in the way of your cider making though, does it?
No.
That's the main thing.
Not at all.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Yum.
When it came to packaging, the first batch of St Andrews cider caused a bit of a stir because it ended up in a wine bottle. A logical choice, seeing as Tim runs Wineworks, a bottling facility for the wine industry.
This is just perfect. It's like a summer ploughman's lunch, isn't it?
Well, that's originally what they used to do in the West Country, of course. Cider, Somerset, ploughman's lunches, that's where it all came from.
What was it like? And this is a question for you three, because of course you grow it, you make it, you bottle it. When those first bottles came off the line, the very first run, and you tasted it, what's the feeling like?
Pretty satisfying, really. Yeah.
It's such a buzz to be doing stuff with the food around you. You know, to be further processing what Hawke's Bay already grows and turning it into a valuable crop. I love that feeling. And I love the fact that the three of us have got completely different skills, but at the end of it, we've got a beautiful product.
Well, I propose a toast. Toast to being here at St Andrews. And to you, St Andrew. Cheers. Cheers. Cheers to you. Cheers to you and you lovely ladies. Cheers. It's so tasty.
It is refreshing.
Yum.